I'm on a journey from San Francisco to Seattle using local public transit only. That means no planes, no cars, no Amtrak, no Greyhound, just local transit. Yesterday, I almost made it to Oregon, and if I'm gonna make it to Seattle by my deadline of 8 p.m. tomorrow, then we've got to get an early start. Good morning. It is 5:45 a.m. I take back everything I said about Homeland Security. I take back everything I said about Little Caesars. That's not bad at all. Headed back over to the bus stop. I'm getting on the same bus that I got off of yesterday. That will take me about 20-30 minutes north to the next town of Smith River. I've definitely slept better before, but running on optimism today. Once we get to Smith River, I've got a long bus ride into Oregon. And thanks to Saley for sponsoring this video. More on them later. I believe this is my bus stop. Believe it or not, I'm early. So let's have a look around. Confirmed not the Paris of California, but it does have this pretty cool cultural center. There's definitely some history here. I'm told there's a famous lighthouse here, and we do have a few minutes before the bus arrives, so let's see if I can find it. Oh wow, that must be the pool. That must be it over there. Definitely cannot afford to miss any buses today, so gotta head back over there. We've got 2 minutes to get there, and that's the bus stop right over there. I don't know how you feel about that sort of decision, but I will probably never be back to Crescent City, the Paris of California. And while I absolutely cannot afford to miss any buses today, I'm glad I checked out the waterfront. Waiting for the 20? Yeah.
Oregon bus will wait if they're running late.
Oh, really? Morning, how you doing?
Good, man. How you doing?
Doing well.
Right on.
And here's a shock. The driver just told us that this bus will no longer drive all the way up to my transfer point. So next week, this route might not even be possible. This ride was great. Cows grazing on green grass, the sunrise, and of course, private bus. And I do love a private bus. Now make no mistake about it, I am tired, I am exhausted. But this day is off to a great start. The next bus is called the Coastal Express, which means coastal views. And at least for now, morale is high. If I had to sum up why I'm doing this, I suppose I'm doing it because you can. There is no reason that anyone should ever do this, but that you can is just kind of cool. I'm not trying to make a statement. I'm not advocating for public transit. I'm not really trying to do anything other than see if it's possible and do it myself. In all honesty, I already know that this is possible, and I'll tell you why a little later. My next bus will be the Coastal Express, and the guy who was on this bus with me before mentioned that if this is late, the other bus will wait for me, which is great. This will drop me off in the same place that I get on the Coastal Express, so stress-free transfer. Should be up there in just a couple minutes. And that over there is the ocean, which means we're not far from the Coastal Express. I believe that's it. The Coastal Express. 2 minutes to make the transfer. Thank you so much. How about that? That's a private bus ride right there. Morning, how you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
Are you going to North Bend?
I am.
All right.
Would you like to go?
Yes, please.
It's a long way.
I know, it is a long way.
Are you trying to catch another bus?
I am, yeah, but
Okay.
not till this afternoon.
Yeah, 3:30. So where are you actually headed for?
Well, it's quite a story. I'm actually headed to Seattle. That's cool. And this is my first time in Oregon. And until now, I never really understood why it's called the Oregon Coast. It's not like California with distinct beaches or points of interest. The entire coast is incredible.
Miles of otherworldly rocks stabbing out of the ocean next to endless forests. And luckily, it just keeps going. So far, the Coastal Express is a 10 of 10 experience. Terry is great. She's got stories for days. She keeps the bus spotless. We get breaks to use the bathroom.
Morning.
And the views. But Terry also told me that along the ocean, roads are in bad shape. Terry talks to everyone who gets on the bus, which gives it a different feel. The Coastal Express feels more like I'm getting a ride with a friend and meeting her other friends along the way. I get that it's not really possible to do that on a city bus, but I love that it's possible here. I'm no geologist, but I'm pretty sure these rocks are an indication that this area deals with coastal erosion. And Terry tells me that these roads are caving in all over the place. Rest stop on the ocean. Not so bad. An hour later, it's just me and Terry left on the bus. And she's giving me a private tour. The Sleeping Giant, a massive freshwater marina, and things that most people will only ever see in photographs. Yeah, that is cool. Sarah just joined, and so did Jim, also known as Mr. Valentine. He gave us a trivia question. What happened 20 years ago at a zoo and only took 19 seconds? I'm riding this bus on April 23rd, 2025, by the way. And the hint he gave us, it involved 3 guys from PayPal. If you know it, tell me in the comments. Everyone knows everyone on this bus, and now, so do I. They also told me that one of the buses I'm taking tomorrow requires a reservation. This group is lovely. One woman is now helping another with Facebook settings and privacy advice, and Terry is conducting it all. She's helping people get their bags onto the bus, she's asking riders about their friends and family, and she wants to make sure that I'm comfortable while waiting for my next bus. Coos Bay, we are almost to North Bend, heading up there in a moment. We're taking a quick break at the Walmart. So far, 10 of 10 experience on the Coastal Express. Terry is amazing. I feel like this is the best bus ride I have ever been on and will ever be on. Naturally, I got the schedules messed up. We're gonna be here for a little while. In this case, it's fantastic news. I thought I was gonna have to wait 6 hours in North Bend for my next ride to come, but it's gonna be closer to 4. It is quite a bit colder than I thought it was gonna be. We are next to the ocean, so makes sense. 10:50 a.m. right now. We head back out on the road in 20 minutes, and my next bus will get me in 4 hours. Beautiful day here in Oregon. Is it always like this here? Caffeine withdrawal problem solved. Time to get back on the bus.
I didn't know she had an octopus on your hand.
Oh yeah, it's an octopus.
Yeah.
Why should get off your bus?
Well, let me give you a hug. I'm really glad you got on this
I
morning.
know, me too. Well, thank you so much.
Bye, nice to meet you.
You too. Oh, thank you, Terry. Got to be back here by 3:30. It is 11:30. That's some time. There is a potential issue with this next bus, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Bring me back to that day.
At the moment, I've got another bridge to cross. I'm planning an international trip, though I'm not going to tell you where just yet, because there are so many decisions to make. The only thing I know for sure is that I'm using Saily for data coverage, so I'm glad they're sponsoring this video. I like Saily because it's an app. There's no dealing with sketchy websites or replacing SIM cards. Here's how it works. Step 1, download the app. You already know how to do that. Step 2, buy a plan. Saily has multiple plan options in 190 countries. I always just go for the one with the most data because the prices are so good and that gives me peace of mind. Step 3, install the eSIM. The app guides you through it. And that's it. You'll have data the moment you land. But since I've used Saily for trips in the past, steps 1 and 3 are already done. I'll never have to do them again. I just buy a new plan through the app and that's it. I'm done. Here's more good news. You can get an exclusive 15% off discount on Saily data plans. Just use code ADAM at checkout. Download the Saily app or go to the link in the description. And with at least one travel decision made, let's check back in on my progress in North
Bend. Seems like a lovely little town. I could see why someone would want to live in a place like this. I can also see why living in a place like this might be challenging at times. Eating very little all day and then binging on Little Caesars pizza is not the move. I am not doing that today, so let's find some food. Hi, how you doing? Thanks guys, that was really good. That was outstanding. I could probably use a nap after that. I am stuffed. Still got plenty of time before my next bus gets here, about 2 hours, and there's something over there that I want to check out. Well, how about that? Up that way is some crazy bridge, but we'll be going over that later. This is the Merci train car. Apparently every state's got one, and it was given to us by France because we bailed them out of a jam. I feel like there's a lot of talk about how France would be speaking German if it weren't for us, but go back a little bit further and we'd be drinking tea if it weren't for France. Thanks, France. North Bend is a lovely little town. I'm glad I got to spend some time here, but I would like to leave. Unfortunately, there might be a problem. The bus I'm supposed to take out of this place says it requires reservations, and I've been calling for a couple days and can't get an answer. Even Terry called them and they wouldn't pick up her call.
For God's sake, somebody has... Wow.
I don't know what that means. I'm hoping it means that reservations are just not required. Worst case scenario, it means that this transit agency doesn't exist anymore. Almost just had a heart attack. This says the midday route operates 4 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. It is Wednesday. Fortunately, I'm taking the late day route. Oh. And that is my bus after this one. 3:27 p.m. and we are about to find out if this trip is going to get extremely miserable or if we can continue. My bus should be here in 2 minutes, but there's a chance it doesn't show up. There's also a chance that it gets here, and because I don't have a reservation, they won't let me on. There are a few other people waiting with me at this bus stop. Hopefully none of this is an issue. We get on the bus and we move on. Wish me luck. Hi, how you doing?
Florence?
Yes, ma'am. And is the grocery outlet stop? Okay, thank you. In the end, I got on the bus without issue. I also got a pass to ride free every 4th Wednesday for the rest of the year. That's because it's Transit Day. There was a minor issue surrounding the dogs on the bus.
Yeah, me too. Actually, you can come through and I'll just put her in here.
But here's a spoiler. They were both really well behaved. Next stop, Florence, Oregon. I'll label this leg of the journey the back pain route. I'm in the back of the bus on a fold-out seat. Plus, I've been riding on buses for 2 days. At least the views are stunning. Not long after, we dropped off a passenger and I moved up to give my pal Sterling a bit more room, and my back a bit more support. Thank goodness. At least one of us really needed it. This is the only place I've seen trees coming out of sand dunes. It's cool. I've seen forests all over the world, but I've never seen trees growing so densely and so carelessly out of every substrate imaginable. As with anything this beautiful, there's a downside, but we'll cover that later. Because I can't stop thinking about when I took Transit to Los Angeles. That trip ended at about this time on day 2, but we're just about halfway to Seattle. This trip feels so much more exposed. There are no airports. I don't have a car or friends out here. If something goes wrong, I'm stuck.
Thank you. Appreciate it. You too. Welcome to Florence, Oregon, known colloquially as the Florence of the Pacific Northwest, birthplace of the Enlightenment. It is a little bit after 5 p.m. My next bus gets here a little bit before 6 p.m., which means I've got 40 minutes or so to find a bathroom, most importantly, and get cash for this next bus. It's gonna be $5. I don't have it. Windy here in Tuscany. Grocery outlet. They should check both boxes. I know I shouldn't, but I'm certain that this isn't the nicest part of Florence, but that's okay. I am a massive fan of Dr. Pepper, but turns out the Dr. Pepper beef jerky tastes kind of like you think it would. I believe this is my bus. Yep. It is 30 minutes early, so maybe it's not my bus. Hi, how are you? You're not heading to Eugene, are you?
No, it should be the next bus.
Okay.
She's trying to get on.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, here's the update. I was correct, that's not my bus. My bus is the next one. Still 20 minutes or so until it gets here. That's fine. What's maybe not as fine is the cast of characters waiting for the bus to Eugene is an interesting one. Looks like we're in for quite a ride. All right, here we go. How are you?
I'm okay. What's going on?
Heading to Eugene?
Yep. You got $5?
I sure do.
Okay. Okay, goes in the fare box.
All right, thank you.
This is the Florence-Eugene connector, and it's taking us inland away from the coast. Sad, but necessary. It does run along the Siuslaw River, and it is beautiful. Our second stop was the casino. Here, things got even more interesting. Exhaustion levels are up, morale is down. But we're closer to Seattle now than we've ever been. I am aware that sitting in the back of the bus is the worst place for someone who's had bouts of motion sickness. But there's a woman up front, where I was sitting, who's calling a stuffed rocking unicorn her baby. That's fine by me, but the driver called it a stuffed animal and she screamed at him. So I'm looking to put some distance between us. Up here, you don't have to look far to see large sections of forest clear cut to the ground. Logging is big business in these parts. It's hard to reconcile these views sometimes. Everything we own is the result of logging, mining, or pumping. Our lives depend on these forests. Want more housing, cheaper rent, and fewer people living on the streets? Then we have to cut down more trees. But the transition from dense forest to bare earth is surprising to see. So again, why do all of this? I'm still not sure, but if anything, perhaps it's just a thank you to all the people that drive and operate and maintain and schedule and advocate for these services. Thank you. The work you do is important.
Thank you so much. Do you happen to know where the bus up to Portland tomorrow morning picks up?
Yeah, they all pick up just right here.
Perfect. Thanks again. I appreciate it. (7:31 p.m.) Welcome to Eugene, Oregon. Go Ducks. My next bus will pick me up right here tomorrow morning at 4:30.
2:57 in the morning. And well, the first 2 days went about as expected. The final day did not. And I'll tell you all about it next time. Hit subscribe so you don't miss it. Check out this video if you're bored in the meantime, and thanks for watching.